Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam.
Nithyanandam Paramasukhadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadrisham Tattvamasyaadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Nithyanandam, welcoming all the viewers, those who are watching us live through Nithyananda TV, through Kailasa TV, Hinduism Now TV, through Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Twitter Live, and through Enlightened. Once again, welcoming all of you for this segment of Morning Satsang. Before we begin, I just wanted to share a small gist from yesterday's satsang which Swamiji delivered. Tyaga is an umbilical cord which connects you to Paramashiva. First, let us understand what exactly Tyaga is. One thing we are able to understand, that one is you, one is Paramashiva, and there is a connection which is happening. And that connection, the bridge, happens through Tyaga. But what exactly Tyaga is? Normally we understand Tyaga is like sacrifice. But Swamiji said Tyaga is not sacrifice. Tyaga comes with powerfulness. You are not sacrificing. It's not sacrificing and leaving everything, but asserting ferociously your highest reality, your ultimate reality, that you are Paramashiva. When you ferociously declare and leave all your delusionary identities, the lower identity, the lower cognitions which you have about you. So when you are doing the Tyaga, you are leaving everything which is putting into you powerlessness, the lower understanding about you, because the ultimate reality is that you are Paramashiva. You are that highest super conscious being. So when you do Tyaga, immense powerfulness comes inside you. You are not sacrificing here. You are doing Tyaga, which is much more deeper than the word sacrifice means. Because you are leaving, you are dropping all those lowest identities which are stopping you to experience Paramashiva. That is why the moment you start doing Tyaga, any action, anything, any situation you are dealing with, you will always operate from the space of Paramashiva. When you operate from the space of Paramashiva, that is how, without you even knowing, Tyaga has just connected you to Paramashiva, has just manifested through you. For example, we all know the story of Mahabharata. We all know Kunti, we all know Gandhari. Being a single mother, when Kunti is there and 5 children are there, Pandavas, she ferociously deciding to align them, to grow them, to nurture them with dharma, is her Tyaga. But on the other hand, Gandhari tying her eyes just because the husband cannot see, that decision was out of powerlessness. withdrew. That I will also tie my eyes, let me be like that. But we all have seen the entire generation, all the Kauravas, is full of negativity. Tyaga brings powerfulness. Whenever you ferociously declare and assert your highest ultimate reality, that you are Paramashiva. In this era, when we all are living on planet Earth, it's so rare to see this kind of Tyaga. I can say Swamiji is the epitome of Tyaga. Being Paramashiva, he came down to planet Earth, assumed a human body. After assuming a human body, the way persecution is happening, the way attacks are happening, all kind of sufferings, all kind of pain, everything. For all that, Swamiji says, yes, I will take it, because he wanted to establish dharma. He wanted to establish the truth that Paramashiva is real, and it is possible for all of us to manifest, to experience our highest reality. That is Tyaga. Where continuously, day and day out, when Swamiji is getting attacked, persecuted, in all the dimensions, but he's still sitting with the same ferocious declaration, with the same ferocious stand, that he will make sure that everybody experiences that Paramashiva is real, and it is possible to reach him. It is possible to manifest him. He is manifesting. In this ongoing persecution, you all have been seeing the various aspects, various ups and downs. Even at this moment, Swamiji is only assuring that every single being is only experiencing that highest truth, that they are Paramashiva. But if you just see on ground reality, on this, what exactly is happening, today we have one more stepping stone. I can say it is literally a breaking news. One stepping stone towards the justice. And that happens only because behind everything is Swamiji's Tyaga. I wanted Mayanatma Swami to come forward and share this breaking news with all the viewers.
Nithyananda. Welcoming all the viewers for today's pre-satsang segment. Today, we have a very important news to share with all of you. A breaking news, a first step towards justice for the victims of the persecution. A first step as a relief for all of us who feel pained by the destruction of the Yogini Sarvagyapeetham, who feel the need for the revival of the enlightenment ecosystem. This is a first step and I would like to share the breaking news with all of you. The breaking news that I have to share with all of you is the turning point and the first step as a relief for us is that our complaint on Culinary Janardhan, his wife Bhuvaneshwari, and the Child Welfare Committee authorities has been accepted. And more importantly, the court has ordered an immediate investigation on Janardhan, Bhuvaneshwari, and the CWC authorities for the atrocities, for the harassment, the illegal harassment and torture that they did to the young Gurukul Balasans, minor Gurukul Balasans, as young as the age of 5. Based on a false complaint by Culinary Janardhan and his wife Bhuvaneshwari, there was an illegal investigation violating every basic human right of a young minor child who were the Balasans of the Nithyananda Gurukul. So based on the section 12 of the POCSO Act, a complaint has been successfully filed and the court has ordered an immediate investigation on Janardhan, his wife Bhuvaneshwari, and the Child Welfare Committee, the CWC authorities. This is a first step, a breaking news that we would like to share with all our viewers today, all the disciples and devotees who have been with us through this persecution in Yogini Sarvagyapeetham in Gujarat. For the last 3 months, we have been subject to immense torture, harassment, hate speech in the media demonization, all sorts of human rights violation, women's rights violation, children's rights violation in Gujarat, which led to the arrest of two innocent monks for 82 plus days in jail, which led to the 2 monk sisters who were almost literally forced to leave the organization and leave Gurukul because of the false case filed by their father, Culinary Janardhan. The false case and the false complaint filed by Culinary Janardhan led to 100 policemen barging into the living quarters of women and children at the wee hours of the night without a notice. It led to the demolition of the Yogini Sarvagyapeetham in Gujarat. It led to the closure of the Nithyananda Gurukul in Gujarat. It led to the demolition of our Adinam, the temple monastic complex in Yogini Sarvagyapeetham in Gujarat. And not to mention the hearts which felt pain hearing to the Gurukul Balasans, sharing the harassment they faced, the hearts that were crying, listening to the young Gurukul children being force-fed non-vegetarian food, being forced to watch obscene pictures, being forced to watch the mock videos, being forced to leave Gurukul, being harassed, tortured by whom they trusted as the so-called Child Welfare Committee. A child as young as 5 years old was asked why she was not interested in marriage. She didn't know the spelling of it nor the meaning of it. A child as young as 6 years of age was not allowed to go back to her mother to play, was harassed for hours and hours. They were not allowed to go to the restroom. They were not allowed to eat. They were not allowed to be with their parents or guardian. They withstood it. The brave, courageous, the Dhira of our Gurukul Balasans, they withstood all of this, but everyone wanted justice. All the Gurukul Balasans were continuously saying, we need justice, we don't want this to happen again to Swamiji. They were not even talking about them. They said, we don't want this to happen to Swamiji again. Can we do something about it? Can we do something about it? And today, there is a sign of relief. We can see a relief coming as our complaint has finally been accepted on this culinary Janardhan, on his wife Bhuvaneshwari, and on the Child Welfare Committee authorities, whom the children trusted as the Child Welfare Committee misbehaved with them, ill-treated them, abused them, tortured them, harassed them, got signatures from them on a plain sheet of paper. A minor children were forced to sign on a plain sheet of paper. So today, we'll be sharing more details about what actually happened and what we can expect going forward. So I would like to now invite the panelists, our Gurukul Balasans, Adinavasis, who were there in the scene, who were there witnessing, undergoing the torture. Let's hear from them what actually happened.
What the children who were harassed by the Child Welfare Committee authorities, who were forced and sent by this culinary, today are going to get justice. We really feel like, at least during this investigation, if this investigation is conducted fairly, we are 100% sure we would receive justice. What all has happened, what all kind of miseries, what all kind of tortures that children were put through. We have shared this earlier, we had shared this multiple times with all of you. But today, it is really the time that we all would like to again share all the different atrocities faced by minor children. Like how girls as young as 5 years of age were dragged into seclusion in the name of interrogation by the Child Welfare Committee people. The authorities took the child alone, surrounded her, and asked questions, very vulgar questions, showing obscene videos and asking, why don't you marry? And what is your interest on marriage? And they, all of us, are also going to know how just one man's cunningness, one man's deep grief, one man's wanting to destroy can easily be done just by buying the media, just with the power of money, illegally attained money. Kulnari, the cunning fox Janardhan, who is the man behind this entire attack on Yogini Sarvagyapeetham. He is that one drop of poison that today has caused so many hundreds of sannyasis being homeless, so many female monks being harassed, 2 monks being detained illegally in prison. Just this one man, Pullari Janardhan, has been able to instigate CWC, the Child Welfare Committee, to come and directly harass the children. This one man, Kuldari Janardhan, is able to instigate the CWC to show pornographic content for minor children. This one man, Kulnari, cunning fox, he is able to instigate more than 100 men to raid the campus, which is only for women at night. This one man, Kulnari Janardhan, is able to instigate police to illegally detain 2 of our Hindu monks. This one man, Janardhan, is able to instigate the entire Indian media with the use of money to project wrong information, to promote wrong news about Swamiji and the entire Sangha.
And that one man is able to create a huge atrocity material, mass atrocity material installation, just to do a cultural genocide of Sanatana Hindu Dharma, spreading so much of false hatred all over the media and social media. This is something atrocious that we all have been facing. Continuously we are updating all of you, and here we have in the panel multiple people who are also going to be sharing their live experiences with all of you today.
Nithyananda. So, as they were all sharing, when actually the way that you never had that protect your growing was so beautiful that when that happened in Gujarat, the Yogini Sarvagyapeetham, at the middle of the night, when all of us were all sleeping, and the kids were supposed to sleep at 8, and all of them were already asleep. We were taking care in each room, and they were all barging in. About 100 of them barged in and were hitting the door. With that, kids got up, were really frightened. And the moment they were all coming and hitting the doors, our mentors were also there to go there and to make sure that we don't get hurt. So it was only whoever was little older, we were all there to take care of the kids. And when they all barged in, there was no ladies who came up to wake the kids up. We were all on the second floor. There were no mentors who were there to make sure the kids were awake. It was men, policemen. I can't even tell policemen because they were all not even in uniforms, and they came in to the rooms. They were entering into the rooms after being informed that all the girls were all sleeping. Girl minors were all sleeping. They barged in and they're instructing people to open the windows, open the curtains and keep it, and wake the girls up. That is how the whole thing happened. We were all staying in 3 different rooms, all the kids, with each one of us being there, each mentors being there. and they came without even leaving us to take care of the kids, to wake the kids up. They pushed in and they were trying to wake the kids up. They touched one of the female minor kids. She was about 8 years old, and they were shaking her continuously to wake her up. That never ever happened in Gurukul. We don't touch kids to do anything. It is only how the context is given, but the way they came and did this, the kid was scared. And seeing this, so many kids were frightened. What they were asking the older, the ones who are older, Akka, what is going on? What is going on? Why are they doing all this? Did we do anything wrong? Are we in trouble? Did we get into anything? That is how they were all talking over there. Then we had to like calm them down and tell that nothing has happened, be with us, safe. And when the kids were all coming close to us and standing next to us, they were taking photos, telling to stand straight properly, as if we did some crime over there. All of them are in the half asleep, and then they go there and stand there, take pictures without any parents' approval, and made us all of us to stand in one single line. And they were like men who are, as I was saying, we don't know whether they were police or anything. They were all standing in two lines, and all of us were walking in the middle of them till we entered to the room. The whole step, the whole the corridor, everywhere two lines were standing. Our mentors were away from that line. They were being pushed by few more people, and kids were all holding our hands so tightly. Akka, what is going on, Akka? That is the reaction they were all giving. We could not even talk to them because they were like looking at us as if we did something really wrong. They were looking as if we were all some dirt walking over there. That is the reaction they were giving to small kids. And then we had to like take them, we entered into one room, and next to the same room the like so-called CWC people sitting over there with so many men being there. There were no lady. Maybe only Ma Pranapriya was there to explain, because we could not understand their language. And systematically and very in a planned manner, one by one the names were called. We thought, okay, we'll send each kid as per one by one who is awake properly and all that. They didn't allow in that way. They were only choosing names who they think will fall for their questions. Kids from from international places, you're asking, are they missing their houses? Why are they there in India? That is the questions they were asking. And when the kids are going there, they didn't allow any one of us also to be there with the kids. They didn't allow any mentors, Ma Pranapriya, nobody. It was them and about 12 men around them to ask the question. In the middle of the night, it was about 12 to 1. That is the time they all barged in to ask random questions. Are you being fed properly? Are you having education properly? Did you meet these kinds of people? Did you attempt suicide? These are the questions they are asking to 14-year-old, 10-year-old kid. What are they going to answer? It's actually, to be really, really frank, only when they came, when the CWC came, when the police officers, when they barged in, our education was stopped, food didn't come properly, our security was not proper because of that. And right after the whole explanation was going on, there's one time when all the kids were interrogated. At that time, as they were explaining, the kids about 7 to 8 year old, they were shown some videos without the mentors. Mentors were requested to not even see the kids at the whole 3 to 4 hours of time. And 5-year-old kids were all asking, can I go to my parents? Can I go? I'm feeling sleepy. But they were not allowed to do anything of those. This was really, it was painful to look at the kids. Every day for past 8 years, I've been seeing all the kids, how happy they are. How asking to tell this very clearly, because this was a very, for that kid it can give a scar if it is an outer world kid, but because of Swamiji's grace she is withstanding for what she is believing. That some cases in 5 more years you will also be part of that. So this is what I wanted to explain.
Nithyanandam. My name is Prabha Swami. I am a mentor of Nithyananda Gurukul, and I was there when the incident took place in Gujarat Yogini Sarvagyapeetham. Child Welfare Committee, they abused our children, minor kids, age from 5 years to 17, 18 years old, 5, 6, 7 years old. They abused them physically, emotionally, and even mentally. They invaded all female monk kids, especially their space, their safe, secure space. They violated basic children's right, human right. They came in, they manhandled our children. They played porn video to a kid who is in a monastery, in an ashram, who's studying a Vedic culture. They fed chemical food which is poisonous, will destroy their highest possibility of power manifesting. They instill fear in our children by having men, hundreds of men in that campus, in our ashram, every day, day and night. Men rushing into their room, their private safe space, when they are resting, they are sleeping, which they have always felt home and safe that Swamiji have provided. They brought nightmare, disastrous, painful, fear, and emotionally pain. Kids were in fear. They were crying out of fear. They put them into a room for hours together with no break for lunch, bathroom break, or drink for water. They bring little kids to a room with strangers, men, like 12, 13 men, saying in the name, interrogating them around past midnight, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning. Our kids were treated so badly that they were woken up in the middle of the night. They were given like fear shock. Their life were at danger. Our children, one of our kids could not even breathe. She had breathing problem, and we could not have medical team to attend to the child. They could have cost this child welfare committee, would have cost life of our children. We thought they're going to protect our children. In the name of protecting the children, they abused the Gurukul kids who are there studying Vedic culture, who are practicing spiritual Shaktis and helping the community. They are beautiful beings that Swamiji has brought up. This Janardhan, his wife, the child welfare committee, they just destroy the whole safety, everything that Swamiji and the Sangha has provided in Yogini Sarvagyapeetham. They violated every human right. They gave a blank paper to a minor kid of 6-7 years old kid to write a statement and make the kid to sign the papers. We mentors, parents, Swamis, we are not allowed to go to near to our children. When we are responsible for the kid's life, we are answerable to the parents. Every night, there will be a group of men. They will be gangsters. They were gangsters shouting. They pushed they pushed the kids. They pushed the child. They manhandled the kid. Just when they force our kids to stay in a room with no real proper ventilation, like a small room. They put about 17 kids in that room and just be there for hours together. They could not talk to any one of us. We could not help them. They're just giving eye contact and we are like helpless. We think our children were trapped. They were not able to do their basic needs, basic spiritual practice. They could not even use their bathroom for a kid. What is that so important with that interrogation? They do not allow a child to use a bathroom, restroom. They went and fed food that's non-vegetarian, chemical, poison food, which not even we parents, mentors, sannyasis of the Sangha who are responsible, who are Swamiji was answerable for this children's safety, we giving vegetarian offered food. They brought from outside. They did not allow us to see the ingredient. They just fed chemical food to our children. Worst thing, one of our kids had a breathing problem out of fear. she had a shock, fear shock, the night how they came and woke her up, how the men, huge men, suddenly for them to see men standing in front of her, she had a breathing problem. Her life was on thread. And we could not even let medical team, our doctors, to attend to this child. We could not even take this child out to the hospital. Every day, all kinds, anything that you can possibly imagine, there will be men shouting, screaming. Even we, I'm so much experienced. Even I had stroke, fear stroke, scared. I don't know what's going to happen. Every time, like, oh God, what's going to happen next? We have to literally hurdle our kids who had so much freedom. Hurdle our kids into a small room, keep them with their safety. We do not know which man, who are these people, what hour they are coming, what they really want from us. We have to, there are days we don't even know if our children will get food. Because they took over our gate security and they did not allow us to even go and procure vegetable or groceries. It was complete violation. It was complete abusal to minor children, female kids and female monks. Men shouting, screaming, gangsters just hijack our place. Throwing the stones, throwing glasses, so many things. Smoking cigarette in a pure Vedic room, a Vedic ashram. What were they trying to prove? What safety were they trying to give us?
Dear viewers, wanted to share some more details about the complaint filed on Janardhan, Bhuvaneshwari and the Child Welfare Committee authorities. The Gurukul parents, the pained and the hurt Gurukul parents have filed this complaint, the petition in the POCSO court. What is POCSO? POCSO is the Protection of Children from Sexual Offences, POCSO, POCSO Act 2012 was enacted to provide a robust legal framework for the protection of children from offenses of sexual assault, sexual harassment, and pornography, while safeguarding the interest of the child at every stage of the judicial process. So the Gurukul parents who heard the atrocities committed on their children by Janardhan, by the Kulnari, Janardhan, his wife, and the Child Welfare Committee authorities, have filed a petition in the POCSO court, which is a magistrate court, and basically outlining the illegal way the children were interviewed without the consent of the parents. They were literally called midnight at 2 a.m. for investigation. They were dragged out of the room for investigation at 2 a.m. in the night. They were shown own videos. They were made to sign on a blank sheet of paper. They were made to eat food without being checked by the guardian or the ashram authorities on whom the Gurukul parents trusted. There were no guardian around the children, no guardian or parent around the children when the Child Welfare Committee or the police authorities interviewed them. And all this, whatever the children have gone through, comes under the different sections of the Indian Penal Code. The IPC comes under different sections of the POCSO Act, which is nothing but the Protection of Children from Sexual Offences Act. Several violations from the behavior and the conduct of the concerned police authorities and the CWC authorities. So it comes under these following sections on which the petition has been filed. Section 11, sexual harassment. Section 67A, which is punishable under the Information and the Technology Act. Section 293, which is showing obscene objects to minor persons. The breach of Article 25, which is the freedom of conscience practice and the propagation of religion. IPC Section 295A, insulting the religious beliefs, malicious attacks intended to outrage the religious feelings. Section 298 of the Indian Penal Code, uttering words to hurt the religious sentiments, feelings deliberately. Section 361 of the Indian Penal Code, lawful guardianship with consent and the permission of guardians. Article 21 of the Constitution of India, breach of human rights violation of the privacy of children. Section 162 under the Indian Penal Code, IPC, they are compelled to sign a statement and or also on a piece of paper. So basically the overall complaint covers all these sections. And also the Kulnari Janardhan was the main kingpin, provoking and instigating both the police and the CWC to ask questions, to show them these pictures, to show them these obscene videos. He was behind the entire investigation. It is based on his words that the CWC authorities and the police acted the way they did. And the court has accepted the complaint and they have given an order. Under the Section 12 of the POCSO Act, the court has ordered for a very detailed inquiry and they have ordered an FIR to be registered. So within the next 1 month, a detailed investigation has to be done and an inquiry has to be done into this matter, and the police has to submit a detailed report within the next 1 month. We are expecting the FIR, the first information report, to be filed in the next few days. So this is a great breaking news for all of us, a first step towards justice, towards stopping the atrocities on the innocent, brave Gurukul Balasans.
Nithyanandam, I want to share like how Jnanatma Swami was saying how the illegal action has been taken on the kids. I was there physically, and all our information without our knowledge, it been shared with multiple people, including the investigator, CWC. This one, how I have this one question, how can you leak some personal information about any students or their backgrounds to somebody who are not involved in Sangha or who are not part of our family? Because when they were investigating us, they know all the information. They were asking, okay, so it's been this many years you are inside the ashram and your family members are here and they are there, so on. And I was like so shocked. How do you know all my family history and details? Who told you all these things? And this is something ridiculous. And I also would like to tell one most important thing here. As a minor kid, how and what they are being gone through because of all these illegal actions, because we have no clue what is going to happen in the next moment, and we are completely blocked and locked inside the ashram. We are not allowed to go to washroom. We are not allowed to eat when we want, when we are hungry, and we are not able to talk to our parents that we are going through this something, and they are hurting us using our sentiment. They are hurting our sentiment by using violence, violated words. How can you follow a man who has raped so many girls? How can you have jata? How can you wear orange color sari? All these questions, they know very well that it will hurt us, hurt all the kids. Knowing this and asking all these questions put us on a deep depression, deep confusion. And this is something which everyone has to take responsibility to what has happened for us as the kids. This is not something easy to go through.
Nithyanandam, as Ma Shiva had shared now, so how the kids, the minor kids, were brutally tortured, they were actually abused, and literally the whole hard work of Swamiji, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam has been destroyed. He's been, not only him, more than hundreds of monks and Adinavasis have been made homeless now, and 2 monk sister disciples were actually illegally arrested and kept in jail for more than 84 days. So this is atrocious. This persecution on us, on Hinduism, and Swamiji, the avatar, the incarnation, who has landed just for the humanity to raise our consciousness. How crores of money, deities, the jewels has been looted, and the minor kids were actually tortured by showing porn videos and giving non-organic, non-vegetarian food. All this is too painful to hear, to see, and literally atrocious. And the questions like 100 gundas literally barged into the campus, the Yogini Sarvagyapeetham, out of no reason, out of no purpose, just barging in and attacking us. So definitely we will get justice, and this atrocious persecution on us will be definitely ended, and Sanatana Hindu Dharma will definitely be revived by Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam.
Where he works, be tireless in the immense hard work of Swamiji, reviving so many Sarvagyapeethas around the world. In spite of the attack, whether it is be on Gurukul, whether it is on himself, in spite of the assassination attempts. From my own personal experience, dear viewers, I can tell you, for every Gurukul Balasant, I can share hours and hours. I can share from my own personal experience, from what I have seen living around Swamiji for the last 10 years. The number of hours that he has spent grooming every single Gurukul Balasant, planning for their future, planning a Pita, planning a Sarvagyapeetham for each and every Gurukul Balasant. Swamiji has said so many times, by the time all of you are 18, I need to establish a Pita for you to be, to enthrone you as the Mahasannidhanam. And he has revived, whether it is the formats, the 13 kingdoms, the Sarvagyapeethas around the world. He has worked because he wants to build a future. He is planning a future for each and every Gurukul Balasant. The minute they are enrolled into Gurukul, Swamiji takes complete responsibility for the Gurukul Balasant, keeping the Gurukul Balasant, ensuring that that child grows up in the right ambience, the parents are set the right context, so there is a completion in the family and the right ambience is created for every Gurukul Balasant to grow. I can give an example. One of the Gurukul Balasant, Swamiji's vision for him is to build temples. It's to revive the culture of building temples and re-establishing temples and the temple-based ecosystems. At the age of 7, Swamiji gifted him a book which talks about the architecture of temples, and that Gurukul Balasant was sent on a tour with his parents to visit all the big temples of India, so that from that age, at the age of 7, his very DNA can imbibe, his very muscle memory and biomemory can imbibe what a great civilization we are and what kind of temples we have built. For over 2 weeks, this Gurukul Balasant was sent on a tour to just imbibe Swamiji's vision for him. Swamiji personally chose books on temple architecture, the temple science, how temples were built, how long it took, what are the architectural nuances of this temple. This is just an example that I'm sharing for one Gurukul Balasam. Same way, each and every Gurukul Balasam, Swamiji has planned, designed, crafted their future. That is how is his passion for Guru. Even parents don't spend that much time planning a career for their children. What the child needs, what are the child is meant for, aligning the child's prarabdha to the child's future and planning a career, crafting a career for that child. And I can tell you, dear viewers, for each and every Gurukul Balasan, Swamiji already has a beautiful career path and they are given training in that. Where special teachers are brought, special tutors are brought to give them if they need any kind of an additional skill. We have built infrastructures just in the Adi Kailasa Sarvagyapeetham in Bengaluru. Infrastructures to support, to create that ambience. They are taught the right knowledge, they are given the right books, right tutors are brought in. And this is what Swamiji has contributed to the life of each and every Gurukul Balasan. And this Janardhan, this culinary Janardhan and the authorities have absolutely no right to disturb what Swamiji has created in the children.
And despite of all these persecution, from all the way when the attacks are happening, Swamiji is holding his integrity high, holding the very tyaga of him to contribute to humanity. And that is why he's keep on contributing to the world. Whether it's delivering satsangs, having various programs, or celebrating the presence of the happening of Paramashiva on the planet Earth, as we all know. Tomorrow, day of 21st Feb 2020. The grand celebration of Paramashivaratri is happening, and around the world, the celebrations are going to take place. Wherever you are, in whichever country, must visit the temple, visit the Adinam, and be part of celebrations. There are various offerings which you can offer on the auspicious occasion of Paramashivaratri. Offer the Pratyaksha Pada Puja to our beloved Swamiji as simply offer your gratitude, say thank you to be part of our lives, for happening in our lives. You can offer Pratyaksha Pada Puja, you can offer Tulabharam, and be their whole night for the entire special Shivaratri Satsang, Shiva Kundalini Dhyan, and a very special Bhasma Abhishekam which is going to happen in Vidadi, Bengaluru. Must sign up for Paramashivratri, as you can see the link on your screen, which is kailasa.org/Paramashivaratri. Visit the landing page, get all the details, register yourself now. It's just one more day to go. So don't miss it. Immediately sign up. And as we are going to receive Swamiji for sharing more and more powerful cognitions with all of us, Nithyananda Satsang. So make sure you are sharing this live stream to all your friends and family. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe the channel so that all the latest updates, all the latest videos, English and Tamil, you'll be getting notifications. And whenever Swamiji is live, you'll be getting notifications. Whenever you need, you will see one ping will happen and it will give you the powerful cognitions which you required at that time. So make sure you are liking, sharing, and subscribing the channel. So with this, let us all get ready to receive our beloved Swamiji for Nithyananda Satsang. Thank you, Nithyananda.
Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om 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 Nithyananda Paramashivam. Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda
Connecting with the divine with your eyes closed is meditation. Connecting with the divine with your eyes open is darshan. Come, let us all now move from meditation to darshan. Slowly, very slowly, please open your eyes.
Kailasa Dvadashana Shyamala Pidharuna Shri Meenakshi Sundareshwara Vinna Swarupa Parashiva Putra Ratna Kumara Guru Manya Tulyavadara Shri Parvati Stankyamana Labda Divya Jnana Ishruta Sakala Digamagavasara Bhuta Dravida Veda Pravartaga Sriman Paramashiva Karuna Samadigata Uttamaya Satrashrayana Diyamana Chandrachamana Shri Chinnakaharati Samasta Viratavalyarantira Jnana Vijnana Chakravarti Sarvajana Sangha Satyo Jata Nirvana Diksha Vyayapa Varga Jivut Paramata Kalaveda Keshari Shaiva Siddhanta
शागिने नमो वयं वै श्रवणाय कुर्महे रामे कामाय मह्यं कामेश्वरो वै श्रवणो ददातु कुबेराय वै श्रवणाय महाराजाय नमः
சனடி போற்றி சிவன் சேவடி போற்றி நேயத்தே நின்றடி மதனடி போற்றி ஆயப்பிறப்பருக்கும் மன்னனடி போற்றி சீரார் பெருந்துரை நம் தேவனடி போற்றி ஆராத இன்பம் அருளும் மலை போற்றி ஈசனே சிந்தை கவலம் நேசனே நீ வருவாய் கொடு கனிகளை கொண்டு உன்னை பூஜித்தோ அருள் தருவாய் கலி என்னும் கடலினில் மூழ்கிட்டு நீ கரம் வந்து காத்திட்டு கருணை பொய்கையில் அலர்ந்திட்ட அலவற்றம் போல உன் திருவடியில் வாழ்ந்திட அருணாச்சலனே நீ அகண்ட ஜோதியனே வாராய் அல்லல் நீக்கிடவே வாராய் அகிலம் போற்றுகின்ற ஈசனே சிந்தை கவர்ந்த நேசனே நீ வருவாய் ஒடு கனிகளை கொண்டு பூஜித்தோ அருள் தருவாய் மெய்யினில் வில்வமும் நிறையார் கடல் நீர் குடியோடு தரிசனம் அருளவா செம்பொன்மாழ சிற்றவை தனிலே இதை கவர்ந்த உன்னை சிக்கன பிடித்தேனே மண்ணும் புகழ் பெறும் நான் வரை நாயகா மதியில் நிறைந்திடுவாய் மதி உணராதவர்க்கு மதி உணர் செய்திட வான்மழு நீ ஏந்திவாடிட இசை சூழ்ந்திட புலித்தோலோடு நீ வருவாய் विमुक्ति कालने नादिकेश दिव्य ब्रह्मरूपने मीनाक्षि शक्ति सहित सुंदरेशने अन्नामलै उदित नित्यानंदने चित्त अचित्तெல்லாம் முன்னாலே இயக்கும் முன்னாலே உந்தன் கண்ணாலே சிகையில் அணிந்திட்ட மதியாலே மதியின் மொழியாலே தெளிந்திடும் வழியாலே ஜீவன் முக்தி பெற விழைந்தோமே திருவடியை தொழுதோமே ஆகினாய் கேள்வி காண பதிலுமாகினாய் மொழியாகினாய் உலகமாகினாய் அதுமாகி அறுபடை தரும் கர்ம வினைகள் தீர்க்கும் காசிநாதனே எங்கள் கர்மம் போக்கி எம்மையாலும் நேசனே ஏகாந்தமாக ஏக பாதம் தூக்கியே மதியாரை காக்க வேண்டும் நித்யானந்தனே சிந்தை கவர வந்த நேசனே நீ வருவாய் நயே கதிகன சரணடையோ நயே காத்திரவா அருணாச்சலனே நீ வாராய் அகண்ட ஜோதியனே வாராய் அகிலம் போற்றிடவே வாராய்
Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda
Nithyanandam. So as we all know, tomorrow is the day, it's the very day of happening of Paramashiva in all our lives. Many times we think, what is the importance of Shivaratri? Why we do celebrate? How we should celebrate? What we should do exactly? There are many questions for, at least for newcomers, those who have not been with Swamiji from so many years, or those who have not heard from Swamiji. There are many things which we wanted to know. So today we are having in the panel a Purna Sannyasi of Nithyananda order who is one of the main Pujacharya in Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Devalayam, who has been with Swamiji from 11 years under his guidance, as per the Agamas, as per the Shastras, who has learned, and making sure that all the rituals, everything in the temple is happening as per Paramashiva himself. So without a delay, I would like to call Sri Nithyananda Swami to come and share with the viewers that why we should celebrate Shivaratri. What is the importance of it? There are small questions. So Swami, we wanted, if you can share with all the viewers the importance, the significance, and how do we celebrate, why we should celebrate, all these small questions we can answer for all the viewers.
Nithyanandam Swami. Nithyanandamma, thank you. Tomorrow, February 21, is one of the most important festivals of the Sanatana Hindu Dharma, the Mahaparamashivaratri, the time when Paramashiva himself appeared in the form of the unending huge light shaft as the Jyoti Stamba. Paramashiva, who is beyond the form and the formless, appearing in the form which is beyond the form, as the form of a Shivalinga, happened on the Mahaparamashivaratri. We are indeed so fortunate to be living with Paramashiva himself, being every day initiated by Paramashiva himself in the form of Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, our most beloved Swamiji. What does the Agama say about this Mahaparamashivaratri? In the Kamika Agama, in the Uttarapada 11th Patala, Magha Shivaratri Vidhi Patalam, Paramashiva himself explains that this Paramashivaratri was observed by Devi Parashakti herself in the beginning, and Paramashiva bestowed the boon, blessing upon Devi Parashakti, the eternal oneness with Paramashiva himself. Following by Devi Parashakti, Lord Subramanya, Lord Nandi, Lord Ganesha, all the rishis, all the munis observed this Mahaparamashivaratri, and as a grace and blessing, they eternally reside in Kailasa. In the Karanagama, Paramashiva explains that even if once in a lifetime somebody observes this Paramashivaratri, as per the scriptures, they reside in Kailasa. Shivaloke Mahiyate, they live in the Shivaloka forever. That is the power of this Mahaparamashivaratri, when Paramashiva himself makes himself completely available, so much available to all the beings in the planet Earth and in the whole cosmos. So during this auspicious night of Mahaparamashivaratri, we have our own Guru, who is incarnation of Paramashiva, the avatar of Paramashiva himself, living in the physical body in the time when we live. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam Swamiji is going to be initiating everyone into the Shiva Kundalini in the Dhyan during the exact time of the time when Paramashiva appeared in the form of the Jyotirlinga, the Lingodbhava Kala. What can we do during this Mahaparamashivaratri? What does the Agama ask us to do? Right from tomorrow morning till day after tomorrow morning, that is starting from February 21 morning till February 22nd morning, completely fasting is one of the important injunctions laid down in the Agama by Paramashiva, and completely being awake throughout the night, tomorrow night, February 21st night, without sleeping even a little bit. And third thing, worshipping Paramashiva and worshipping the Guru. All these four things are mentioned by Paramashiva himself in the Kamika Agama, in the Uttarapada 11th chapter, Magha Shivaratri Vidhi Patalam. All those who are initiated by Swamiji into the Vishesha Diksha can do the Shiva Puja in the night during the 4 quarters of the night. That is 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. once, and 9 p.m. to 12 a.m. once, and 12 a.m. to 3 a.m. once, and finally 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. in the last quarter. During all these 4 quarters, doing Abhishekam and Puja to Shiva Linga is one of the important injunctions that Paramashiva has laid down in the Agama. And finally, specifically, Paramashiva mentions that Guru Pujam Tato Nayet is the word that Paramashiva uses in the Magha Shivaratri Vidhi Patalam. Specifically, worship your Guru, who is the embodiment of Paramashiva himself, is the injunction, that is the scriptural injunction that we see in the Kamika Agama. Tomorrow we have a wonderful opportunity for each and every one of us to directly worship Paramashiva in both the forms, both the form of the Linga and in the form of the Guru. We do have the Pratyaksha Pada Puja, His Divine Holiness Swamiji has graciously consented to accept the devotion of all the devotees across the globe in the form of Pratyaksha Pada Puja, and has accepted to receive the Tulabharam offerings. And due to the Paramashiva after the Nithyananda will be in the Grand Abhishekam to Swayambhu Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva, gracing in Adi Kailasa Nithyananda Peetham. So these are all the things that all the devotees in the part of the world, they can join through Nithyananda TV and participate in all these celebrations and receive the grace and blessings of Paramashiva and experience eternal oneness with Paramashiva. Thank you. Nithyanandam.
Thank you, Swami. Thank you for joining us and explaining the significance and in what all ways we can worship and celebrate Paramashiva. Especially for us, it is very, very special because Paramashiva is in the form of our Guru, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, with whom we celebrate Paramashiva Ratri. Very blessed people we are that we get to celebrate Paramashiva Ratri with Swamiji. So there are various things that we can offer, and of course Swamiji has gracefully accepted to receive, to take our offerings, to accept our offerings. And many such opportunities we have. One, as Amba Swami was sharing, worshipping the feet of the Guru. Pratyaksha Pada Puja, offering our heartfelt gratitude on Paramashiva Ratri to Paramashiva, firstly for manifesting in the form of a Guru and being there for us. His great tyaga that he is doing just for us. And the Tulabharam, the offering of Tulabharam. Through the celebrations, we can offer our gratitude in the form of Tulabharam. Various different offerings are there. And also, on this beautiful day, Paramashiva Ratri, Swamiji keeps us engaged so that we don't fall asleep, because on this beautiful night, the possibilities of our Kundalini energy awakening is really high. In the middle of the night, on Paramashiva Ratri night, Swamiji gives us the Diksha through the Kundalini Dhyan. So let us all celebrate and participate and receive the blessings of Paramashiva. As shown here, how we can participate, there is various options. As we are sharing different things, there is always, like we enrich people and tell the significance of Pratyaksha Pada Puja, of Tulabharam and various offerings. But there are a set of people whom we don't need to enrich. We call them frequent flyers, regardless of what they want to offer Pratyaksha Pada Puja. One such experience we want to share today of one devotee, why she offers Pratyaksha Pada Puja. We want to hear from Claire Lang from Canada.
Nithyanandam. Hi, my name is Ma Claire. I am from Canada. I have been a disciple of Swamiji since 2011, and I wanted to share my experience today that I've had doing Pratyaksha Pada Puja, which we all have the opportunity to do for Shivratri on February 21st. So anytime I've ever done Pratyaksha Pada Puja, what's happened inside my space is hard to describe in words. Oftentimes, as I'm doing the offering to Swamiji in gratitude for everything that he's taught us and that everything that we've learned and experienced through him, the space inside of me, that inner space, just flows and overfills with the most amazing feelings of love and connection. And in the moment, sometimes it's hard to grasp when you're there doing it. It's overwhelming, right? When you are either sitting directly at his feet or if you're doing it online. The energy is so intense. And it's only after that I really sit and I start seeing the difference that happens within me. And things start aligning in my life. Everything is auspicious. And things that might not have been going so well all of a sudden start going beautifully and unfolding beautifully. And everything just seems to happen exactly as it should. And every time I'm feeling sad in my life, or if I'm having something go wrong, my first instinct is always offer gratitude to Swamiji for everything that you have. So I love doing Pratyaksha Pada Puja actually in some of my low moments, because it always rekindles the energy and that feeling connection and oneness with him when we offer Pratyaksha Pada Puja. And it comes from a space of gratitude, and it comes from a space of me just dropping everything at his feet. When I'm, having those experiences of feeling overwhelmed, or perhaps I've fallen into powerlessness, because at times it happens, right? There's moments where that does occur. So in those moments, in those spaces, we get to decide, what do we want to do? What action is it that we want to take in order to raise our space? And for me, it's always offering gratitude to Swamiji, especially in the form of Pratyaksha Pada Puja. So just like all these other times when this opportunity comes, the first answer in my space is always yes. Doesn't matter how, it doesn't matter if I don't understand exactly how to do every process, like in the beginning. It doesn't matter if I don't understand all the chanting and the mantras. What needs to be understood is that my space is from gratitude, and I'm there to just be with him and offer myself and my gratitude, and everything just starts flowing beautifully from there. So I hope you'll all join in Pratyaksha Pada Puja as a global community, and all enjoy the celebrations on February 21st. Thank you, Nithyanandam.
Such a beautiful sharing. Thanks, Mark Lerling, for sharing the feeling of your gratitude. Just to watch that, we could see the overflowing joy of showing gratitude or offering your gratitude to Swamiji. We also want to share, what is the pramana? Why offer Guru Puja on Paramashivaratri? What is the significance? We request Ambananda Swami to share that, please.
Nithyanandam. So, in the Kamikagama Uttarapada, in the 11th chapter Magha Shivaratri Vidhi Patalam, I am reading out the verse now. Swayam kartum ashaktaschet swarthamanyena karayet nitva jagaranam ratrau prabhate vimale tataha kratanitya kriyah paschat snapanam vidhipurvakam devam purvavadabhyarchya guru pujan tato nayet. The Guru Pujam Tatonayet is the 26th shloka of the Magha Shivaratri Vidhi Patalam. During the Shivaratri, specifically Paramashiva asks us to do, as all the initiated disciples, to offer the Guru Puja, that is, offer the puja at the feet of their Guru. So the Pratyaksha Pada Puja on the Mahashivaratri, Paramashivaratri, is very much mentioned in the Kamikagama directly by Paramashiva himself. And Paramashiva also mentions that how do we offer the puja to Shivalinga if we are not able to do by ourselves? So Paramashiva specifically mentions here in the 24th shloka, Swayam kartum ashaktaschet swarthamanyena karayet. If somebody is not able to do the puja, do the Guru Puja by themselves, Shiva Puja by themselves, he asks them to get it done through the proper ordained priest. And he also mentions this very specifically in this Kamikagama itself, that Dakshinancha tato dadyat vittashatkya vivarjitaha. So when somebody offers the Shiva Puja through someone else, or when somebody offers the Guru Puja at the feet of their Guru, they need to offer the Guru Dakshina according to their one's own capacity. So these are the specific injunctions that Paramashiva himself personally recommends in the Magha Shivaratri Vidipatalam, the Paramashivaratri explanation that Paramashiva gives us, so that we experience that same oneness with Paramashiva, which was experienced by Devi Parashakti herself.
Thank you so much, Swami. Thank you for explaining this. It was really good. And I think all the doubts, everything is clear for all the devotees, for all the viewers. All you have to do is just sign up for Pratyaksha Pada Puja on the very auspicious occasion of Paramashivaratri, which is tomorrow. So with this, make sure you're signing up and let us all get ready for the special process by Swamiji himself. Thank you for watching Nithyananda.
Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om 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 Nithyananda Paramashivam.
Nithyananda, let's start the power manifestation session. Let's sit straight, visualize Bhagwan in your third eye, and let's start with the Satguru Vandanam. Nithyanandam Paramashivam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Vandvatitam Gagana Sadasham Tattvamasya Ekam Nityam Nirmalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Nithyanandam, welcome to Sri Kailasa Courtyard Manifesting Power Session. Such an intense darshan, diksha, initiation into Gayatri Mantra, into Sridiksha, into Mahavakya. Avatar himself, Paramahamsa himself has come down as our Guru and making all of us into the blissed out space. Such a beautiful initiation into Tyaga again and again, making us understand how this delusionary world, reactionary assumptions are completely irrelevant to us. Understanding the bigger picture, these are irrelevant. How we see a tantrum throwing child, rolling and shouting and all that, but we understand patiently that it will come out of it. At that time, being patient, being compassionate, and holding the child and slowly making her understand after the tantrum how we can be more powerful with the powerful cognitions. Same way, Swamiji beautifully gets us out of the reactionary assumption that this world is real and makes us more and more into the space of Tyaga, giving us a larger vision of life, how we can live as superconsciousness. The most beautiful space, how he says, asserting the higher frequency of us and making the lower frequency all redundant. More and more we grow out of this illusory world again and again. This Tyaga, he says so beautifully, is a super power in us. The Tyaga is the third eye. Again and again, raising ourselves, seeking for the higher reality, and living Swamiji's words, most importantly, make us understand what is Tyaga. Tyaga is not renunciation. Tyaga is not giving up, but understanding the higher reality and making the lower realities redundant. How the fish grow into a tortoise and an evolution happen, how he is making us understand, like how the monkeys grow to human, now human to superhuman, superconsciousness as Nandi of Paramashiva itself, making us understand that illusionary world that we live in is completely only reaction based, or constantly we are only in the space of reactionary assumptions, reacting to every moment, every thought that is happening, but again and again bringing the coolness, easiness in us, understanding the higher reality, not reacting to the dream, what we are going through, but making it redundant and irrelevant, and living only the space of Paramashiva, holding Swamiji inside our heart, continuously manifesting our life, is the real Tyaga. Understanding this and recognizing this can only happen when we live Swamiji's words in reality. Again and again, going back and living that beautiful words, great words that Swamiji has given, will make us understand how his presence can be felt. Sri Kailasa space in us of Paramashiva can be felt in us, the deep core of us, which opens us to the space of Kailasa, living around Swamiji himself, making us understand the core reality and making us live that core reality, which is the higher possibility of us, making us understand the Charya Pada, Yoga Pada, Jnana Pada, and Kriya Pada again and again to live these great truths, and making the enlightened civilization as a very easy way. He is giving us all this great ultimate truth and making us live that truth. Whoever decides to live every word of Swamiji again and again and manifest all these powers for understanding the possibility in them. When we manifest powers, we reiterate in us, assert in us, the higher reality exists. Again and again, only when we manifest our reality, we are asserting the higher possibility, and that is the space of Tyaga. The words does not help. Really living the beautiful space in us, what Swamiji gives us into the reality, is the only way we understand deeper and deeper of what Swamiji means by Tyaga. It is not sacrifice, it is not renunciation, but growing out of the delusionary world and living in this outer world does not give us any satisfaction, any conclusion, or any security. Living around Swamiji is the ultimate gift, and different levels of Tyaga is required for us to live around Swamiji. How we are inside us, going on, understanding the higher reality in us, we will start living around Swamiji. All the Gopikas, Swamiji beautifully once said that they have their own Krishna. Rasa Leela does not have Krishna himself, but they live with the Divya Shariri of Krishna because they understood Krishna in the Jnana Bhakti. They were able to understand Krishna is an ultimate, and they melt in their heart in the oneness. Such a beautiful story once Swamiji said, there was a flute which the Gopikas were jealous, and they go to the flute and ask, how come you're always in Krishna's hand? And the flute beautifully explained that Krishna used to come to the garden of bamboo and he used to ask, who wants to live with me? And the flute, the bamboo said, I want to. And he gave up his life to become a flute. The tyaga that he did was not sacrifice, but understand the higher reality to be in the Bhagwan's hand. And he enjoyed the most giving up himself for being around Krishna. Same way, again and again, we understand the higher reality to leave this delusionary world and live around Swamiji is the ultimatum that we can give ourselves, the greatest gift. But from the space of Tyaga, understanding that the whole space, what we need to hold inside our inner space is the easiness and not reactionary assumption. Very clearly he says it's not renunciation, it is growing out to a larger vision, higher reality that exists in us. It's such a beautiful space and understanding. Let's go to the Shastra Pramana today.
The Shastra Pramana for the power of Mahima, power of increasing height of body and object, is taken from the Shiva Samhita 5.76 to 7a. Maranam ghādyate tena sakenapi na ghādyate tasya syat paramasiddhir animadi guna prada vayusanna chadate dehe rasavriddhir bhaved dhruvam akashapanaka jagalpti yusamapi vadhate maranam khadyate tena sakenapi na khadyate tasya syat paramasiddhir animadi guna prada vayuh sanacharate dehe rasavriddhir bhaved dhruvam akashapanaka jagalapti yusamapi vadhate.
Such a beautiful sutra.
The Shastra Pramana.
Such a beautiful sutra, Shiva Samhita 5.7678. Death is eaten by him, he is eaten by none. The death happens only when we start living in the delusory world, again and again reiterating ourselves with the mind. Only we are obsessed, possessed by continuous reactionary assumptions in this world, and leaving that and doing a tyaga because of the higher vision that it is delusion and it's only a dream, and understanding to only live in the melting space of oneness with Paramashiva continuously from morning to night. He is eaten by none. We understand that this is delusionary world. There is no point in a reactionary assumption. We only need to hold the space of Tyaga and connect to Paramashiva inside us, more and more rejoicing inside us. The space of Paramashiva, we understand the delusionary world also. The more and more we are able to perceive the higher reality, the higher cognition, more and more we are able to live it in practical day-to-day activities, words, thought currents. He is eaten by none. He manifests the highest powers. Being a Tyagi, you can manifest the highest powers of Ahima, Lahima, Mahima. The Vayu, the wind energy moves through the body. The juices of his body also increase. The nectar exuding from the eternal lotus also increases him. Swamiji beautifully says that how the nectar, the stomach starts, Agni is really ferocious and the heart is so light, and the brain simply starts seeing the nectar happen in it. The more and more we start connecting to the space of Tyaga, that this world is illusion, it is a dream, and more we understand the only which is real is our heart filled with Swamiji. again and again soaking ourselves, living in words, living in actions, living in thought currents, again and again is the only way for us to understand Tyaga and start experiencing the ultimate oneness, ultimate reality, and ultimate bliss. Getting blissed out is a way to get enlightenment, Swamiji beautifully puts it. So holding that beautiful space, let's go to the instruction. Today we're going to do the increasing the length of the object. You can find any pencil or any object that you can place, even your Atmalinga. So you can place it on the tab and you can mark, or a paper and mark it, or you can take your own height. If you're taking your height, you can take a book and put it on your head and mark it. And let's sit straight, contemplate on Tyaga. Why is this world delusionary? Why we are reactionary assumptions all the time? Why we are stuck with this mind, and how we can start living again and again the beautiful oneness space? Why this world again and again shows us the delusion? Contemplate on all the words and how Tyaga is the space of third eye, space of superpowers. And again start living that, how the wealth, health, everything starts getting completed, and simply the health and wealth start increasing in us. Start contemplating all this and start chanting the Mahavakya. The Mahavakya that Swamiji has initiated is the greatest gift anybody can get from their Guru. It is the most beautiful space, how Ramanama has made Hanuman open his heart and show only Rama exists. Just by repeating the chanting the mantra, the whole heart is filled with Rama. Same way, when we start with the Mahavakya again and again and again, our heart will be filled with Swamiji, which is the core part of us and the higher reality. The Mahavakya is the ultimate truth that Swamiji has given us. So chant the Mahavakya, literally your whole being vibrates with it, with a deep listening, continuously till the Mahavakya is there. And after that, we can go and verify. So let's get into the meditation. Let's sit straight. Visualize Swamiji in your third eye. Continuously contemplate on these great truths that Swamiji has revealed on Tyaga, and start chanting the Mahavakya, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivoham. Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivoham. Om
Wonderful. Authentically go and measure the height or the height of the object that you have kept. Every power manifestation, the more and more we do it authentically, we'll start feeling more and more confident. Any logic way of measuring or understanding is going to create more self-doubt and more self-denial. So authentically measure the object again, even if it has increased by 0.5 centimeter, amazing. Go ahead and post all your experiences in Sri Kailasa Courtyard Manifesting Power Group. More and more we start sharing with the world. We start pulling ourselves out of the delusion and causing more and more people to experience this ultimate, experience Paramashiva. Swamiji himself makes us liberated. That's why it's causing us a power, Swamiji says. The more and more people we are able to contribute and cause their life, simply our life gets liberated from this delusionary assumptions. And that is the real Tyaga, holding on to the highest reality, going on speaking to everyone and understanding that will create our reality much beyond what we are doing in the office with our boss or what we are doing in our discussions, plannings and everything. More and more we hold Paramashiva in our inner space. The higher reality can be achieved by planning or by discussion or whatever we are doing. There's only the minimum possibility that we are doing with the mind. But from the Paramashiva space, whatever we are sharing with the world, with our family, with the teamly, all around, we start sharing, we start experiencing the higher reality in us. Such a beautiful space that Swamiji has created for all of us. And we are long waiting for tomorrow, Paramashiva Ratri. The greatest gift that Swamiji is giving us is the Kundalini Dhyan, especially on Paramashiva Ratri, and aligning to the greatest space of oneness with Paramashiva is the ultimate gift that Swamiji is giving, and we are giving ourselves. So share this with as many people as possible and start aligning us and others to the higher reality. Such a beautiful day we have coming tomorrow, and the Pratyaksha Pada Puja, that again and again is a wonderful gift for us to get liberated. Anything in any of the scriptures, the only one thing which goes on getting repeated is Guru Paduka. Guru's lotus feet is the only where the disciple need to be there. The more and more at Guru's lotus feet, the liberation becomes easier and easier. For us to understand what is higher reality, the mind can never perceive it. It can be only given. The given can only happen when we are at the lotus feet. That is why Guru Paduka is the ultimate gift one can give yourself. The ultimate oneness happens because Swamiji is the deepest samadhi, and the ultimate oneness happens between you and the Guru, making you the highest reality as possibilities. So don't miss the Pratyaksha Pada Puja at any cost. Very rarely we get into these occasions, and simply we can manifest the higher reality, understand the Tyaga simply by offering ourselves to at the lotus feet, surrendering everything, the body, the mind, the first person, second person, third person, everything at lotus feet, surrendering completely and understanding the higher reality that we do not exist, but the Paramashiva in us is the reality, making us understand these highest possibility. Swamiji gives us the end dimensions for us to explore and explode, getting blissed out and blessed. That is what happens in the Pratyaksha Pada Puja. So don't miss. Enroll yourself into nithyanandauniversity.org/daily satsang. Such a beautiful space that Swamiji is giving us. And let's surrender all these Shaktis and the powerful cognition of Tyaga to Swamiji's lotus feet. Whether you're manifesting or not manifesting, everything keep on surrendering to Swamiji's lotus feet, Bhagavan's lotus feet. Continuously you will realize that higher reality exists more and more as your lifestyle itself, and making the lower realities, the illusionary world, as redundant. With these, let's request Swamiji with deep gratitude to make the Tyaga as our reality. With that, let's visualize Bhagwan in the third eye and end with the Purna mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamudashyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavate Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam Paduka Arpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day with a beautiful space of Tyaga. Thank you, Nithyanandam.